Well, it's definitely a snowy day here today. Just waiting to pick my stepsister up from school. Look at that tree right there, that little tree. Oh, and there's a cop back there too. I'm not sure how well you guys could see it. I think that's a school officer. Some of the trees already have green on them, but a lot of them are still without leaves. But yeah. Yeah, the past few weeks it actually warmed up pretty good. Last week it was almost like, late spring, to mainly summer temperatures. And then, of course, starting yesterday afternoon through today, temperatures cooled down and now it's freaking snowing. But they said it's supposed to warm up a little bit the end of this week, but not as warm as last week. So that's a bummer, but oh well. It's still mid-April, so yeah, not a big deal. That's what happens when you live in Michigan. But anyways, this isn't about Michigan's weather and how it's been lately. Probably going on around 2 weeks now. I've been hearing lately that Bud Light recently partnered with this transgender from, I guess, TikTok, named Dylan Mulvaney. I'll have to look at the last name again, but, like I said, I've been hearing about that a lot lately, which I don't really care much for Bud Light. Anyways, I'm more of a Miller Lite drinker than I am a freaking Bud Light drinker, because I think Bud Light's nasty, but, anyways, this isn't about how I think Bud Light tastes, but, you got a lot of people that are boycotting Bud Light, which, I'm kind of on that train too, and I'll kind of explain why here in a little bit. But, a lot of people have been hearing about that with the Bud Light situation, about how, Bud Light partnered with this transgender person from TikTok and all this crap. And I guess, there's been a few other places doing the same thing, with the same person. I don't know. I'll have to look into that again. But, and, I wasn't really going to talk about this subject up until, a buddy of mine brought this to my attention a couple nights ago. Basically told me how, people are sticking up for Bud Light for making this decision are the same people that sat there and got mad because we still had companies out there like Uncle Ben's or Aunt Jemima's, or, just other companies out there that had either black people or Indian people on the logo. And then, last night, basically, I came across a meme on Facebook, basically talking about the same thing. And I'll show you guys what the meme says right here. You see, you gotta love liberals when they come up with all this crap, and then, they pull double standards and be like, oh, well, I can't believe conservatives are getting mad about this. I can't believe conservatives are getting mad about that, this, and that, blah, 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 blah. Like, really now? You're gonna pull that out of their asses, or out of your ass, after you basically did the same thing with a few other brands? Like, come on now. And then on top of that, people were like, well, you don't know the history of those brands and why they started making that. You don't understand this. You don't understand that. Blah, 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 blah. No, dude. Clearly, you don't understand that. The only reason you were offended by those brands was because the media told you to be offended by those brands. And that's the thing, a lot of people take advice from the liberal media, they take advice from CNN or MSNBC or any other news station out there. And then you got groups, YouTubers or celebrities on TV, like, Anna Kasparian or Cenk Uygur or frickin' Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, you know, let's continue. Oh, and Trevor Noah, too. He's basically the one that's always on top of this shit. Always going, oh, well, the United States of America is such a horrible land. Oh, I can't, I hate being here, blah, 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 blah. Then why the fuck are you here then? Just curious. I mean, you have your own show on TV, and here you are complaining and bitching about how this, people here in the United States are such hateful people. If that's really how you feel, why don't you go take your show somewhere else? Just curious. But, okay, my bad. This isn't supposed to be about Trevor Noah or Jimmy Kimmel or any of them, but still, you get a lot of liberals out there that take advice from those idiots, and then they jump on a bandwagon and they're like, oh yeah, let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that. Then all of a sudden, Bud Light allows somebody, like a transgender woman to be on their cans, all because of some videos that this Dylan person did on TikTok, with Bud Light. My question is, if it was somebody along the lines of a conservative Christian or somebody talking about God or whatever and then teaming up with Bud Light, would you say the same thing? Or are you going to go down the liberal media narrative and be like, oh, well, this company is so hateful, I'm never going to buy from these people ever again, blah, 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 blah. Because let me tell you, chances are if Bud Light did that, instead of teaming up with that transgender on TikTok, you same exact people that are sticking up for Bud Light would be quick to criticize Bud Light for that decision. So, honestly, you can take that nonsense and shove it up your ass. Because if you think conservatives are taking this crap too far, obviously, you liberals need to look at the mirror and look at yourselves. Because, quite frankly, you guys really shouldn't even be speaking. Just saying. Now look, personally, I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community, nor do I have a problem with transgender people, for the matter. Me personally, I treat people how I want to be treated. For me, if you're treating me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. If you're treating me with disrespect, well, I'll treat you with disrespect as well. I'm sorry, but I believe respect is a two-way street, and so is disrespect. If you're going to treat somebody like crap and then, expect them not to treat you the same way, well, you're a part of the problem then. I will say that right now. As much as I am a God-fearing man that believes more conservative than I do liberal, that doesn't mean I have a problem with certain groups, Like I said, I go down two-way streets, not one. As long as they're being respectful for me or towards me, I'll be respectful towards them. But another thing I do want to bring up about this situation is that a lot of people that are sticking up for Bud Light for making this decision, a lot of those people are the same people that haven't said shit about that mass shooter that shot up a Christian school in Nashville probably almost a month ago now. That transgender woman in her high 20s or low 30s that decided to, shoot up a school, killing 3 staff members and then kill 3 children that were around ages 8 to 9. I didn't hear liberals get outraged about that, but yeah, here they are getting their feelings hurt over the fact that, you know, conservatives are boycotting Bud Light and all this crap. Well, I'm sorry, but honestly, if you're more worried about how conservatives feel about Bud Light making the decision, but you haven't said shit about what happened in Nashville, then you shouldn't even be talking. And the sad thing is, you know, there were a lot of people that were sticking up for that shooter as well, all because it was a transgender killing Christians. So, honestly, I'm sorry to anybody that's going to get offended by this, but honestly, like I said, we are all entitled to our own opinions. You know, if you don't like how somebody thinks, maybe you should turn around and go the other way. See, that's the thing, you know, a lot of people are still pissed off about what happened in Nashville last week, and, you know, or not last week, but, you know, a few weeks back. And you got other people out there that are just sweeping that situation under the rug like it never happened. Other than you got people that are trying to use that to politicize or weaponize their beliefs. So be it. Now look, I'm not trying to throw this Dylan person on TikTok under the bus for what happened in Nashville almost last month. Because I understand, you know, it wasn't that person's fault for what happened. And like I said, if Bud Light really wants to partner up with this person, then whatever. But like I said, if this had been a Christian or a conservative of some sort, you know, speaking their opinion about God and trying to team up with Bud Light would, or liberals would be going against it big time. And like I said, to everybody that's getting all butthurt because conservatives are speaking out against Bud Light's decision, all I gotta say is, you really don't have the room to speak. People like you are why we don't have companies like Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben's or anything like that around anymore. Or we do, but we had to change, or they had to change their names because of you people out there. Just saying. So to any celebrities out there like Travis Tritt or John Rich or Kid Rock or Brantley Gilbert that's going against Bud Light's decision, I applaud them for it. Honestly, I think they're all spot on for what they did. You know, I saw a video this morning from Brantley Gilbert where somebody handed him a Bud Light can and he freaking chucked it at the ground and smashed it, which I thought was pretty funny. And then, you know, last week Kid Rock put out a video where he shoots a couple packs of Bud Light, and I thought that was pretty funny to watch too. But anyways, that's really all I gotta say for this video. It's starting to snow again, but I'm sure I probably pissed people off for making this video, and you know what? I don't care. That's not my problem. If you got something you want to say to me, I'd like to hear you say something then. If you do agree with what I'm saying, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe or whatever. Do whatever. You guys take care now, and have a good day.